Well, a very good morning, or evening, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world watching this. We are very delighted from the Dutch Norwegian Business Network today to have an interview with Camilla Andersson. And Camilla is going to help us give some more clarity around the topic of women in the importance of that in investment. So, hello, Camilla. Lovely to see you. And please give a short introduction about yourself and tell us what sparked your interest in the world of investment, especially in relation to women, please.
Okay, thank you for having me. I am Swedish, but I live in Norway. I've been living here now over 30 years. I ended up here when I was 25, and I started my first company at that time. So I am a serial entrepreneur. I've been starting 8 companies on my own, but been involved and helping around 30, 40 companies. And that is usually through investment. I also then for the last years been working as an investor, lot in fundraising, helping companies to fundraise, because that is usually the biggest challenge for women. And focusing also for the last 15 years to see how can I contribute to have more women to invest, because I think all women should own shares. The reason for that is that usually people talks about we need more women as the CEOs and we need more women in the boards. But I think by owning, that is where all the decisions are made. That's where you go into the General Assembly meeting. And if that only going to be men going to decide our future. So if we want to participate in the way the future is going to look, we need to own. And that is probably the only way to do it, is to own shares. And you could do that either by investing in other companies or starting your own companies. So that's my mission in life, is that all women should own shares.
Wow, so a sense of ownership, you think can make a difference
Yes.
for women in investment. Very interesting. So why do you think then it's so important to have more women in this, besides that it's the ownership and the decisions are made in that level? But do you also think it's important to be a recipient of this investment? Would that also make a difference?
Absolutely. We are 50% of the what do you call befolkning?
Population.
Population.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sometimes the English words is
bevolking is the same in Dutch.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So the population, and if we want products, services for us, we need women founders. And so I had a company come to me for a couple of weeks ago. They work with femtech. They work with personal women issues, and there were 4 men.
Wow.
And it's like, how do they know? If we do not have women entrepreneurs, we're not going to have services and products for us women. There are still, most of the products out there is just product for men that we tweak and use on women.
Wow.
There are many examples. So it's so important to support women entrepreneurs, especially in the femtech and in the health industry. Yes.
Wow. So that's one of the that was my next question. What are the key benefits, of women socially and economically as well, of increasing women in investment? But one of these things, it's a good point. As women, we could perhaps have a better idea what women need as well. Of course, we need some other advice, but we need to get more to the forefront with that. So what other than social and economical benefits would it be then for women, you think? Besides that, we know what we're talking about. What other impact could it have?
Well, I think also that it's so important for women to build up their own economy,
Mm.
because that also give us the right to choose where we want to work. It's also give us the right to choose who we're going to live with. There are so many women that are in a relationship that doesn't want to be because they can't afford to move.
Mm.
So I think it's, and especially for young women, I tell them all the time, the first thing you're going to do is two things. After having, a speak or whatever, talking about investments, everything, the first thing you have to do is to start saving, not on your saving account, but in a fund, index fund.
Mm.
Because we women need to understand how this small money can make a big difference when you are as old as me.
Mm.
If you invest, 100 euros every month when you are 25 years old, that's going to be 1 million euro when you are as old as me. And you haven't done anything with it. You haven't taken any risk. You need to start building your economy so that your life can be as you wanted it to be. So I think it's so important to start. And of course, I work with risk investments. I invest in unlisted companies,
All right.
startups, scale-up companies.
Yeah.
But just for young women, it's so important to start saving, not start your journey with buying this Louis Vuitton purse and spending your 3, 4, 5,000 euros on that. Take that money, invest them, and then it's going to grow when you are at work or sleep or whatever, because you need to understand this return on investments, building up.
Yeah.
And I think that is the most important for young women to start with.
Right. Okay.
And then we can move over to, when we get work, we get paychecks and big paychecks, and we can take a little more risk, as the men does, to invest in unlisted companies.
Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm very interested in this because there's also a whole other idea that, we should get out of this money world. There's other investments, like I see in indigenous cultures, for example, they think we should go and think about a gifted economy and so forth. But yeah, that has also opportunities. But at the moment, we're still in this kind of economy that we're having. So, I'm looking at how can we, as women, make maybe a change so local communities will also more benefit or things like that, rather than us just personally. So I'm thinking, how do investments then in women-led businesses impact local communities, you think, and contribute to the growth, to the global economic growth? How do you see that then?
Well, I think we women invest more in environmental, the future. We look at our kids, where are they going to live, how is it going to look like. So I think we maybe invest, some of us, a little more with the heart, and I think that is important. But I also think that men and women is a little different.
Okay.
How we look at things, and I think we women needs to look a little more as the men does, and vice versa, because we have different quality, and we have kind of we look at different things. So I think together it's a great match. So it's very important for women to be joining this world, and not just think it's money, money, money. This is how we can secure our future for our kids, and make sure that we just doesn't make money and make the world worse. We can make the world better by investing in better companies and better services that's going to make the world better. So I think we can impact a lot on that side.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I agree. And what I also see is that, like you say, some women, who start to behave like men, often then show also the character, I would say, of yeah, it may be a bit heavy, but like negative male behaviors that we sometimes see, because I see so many qualities in what men bring to the economy, of course.
Yes.
But women then think, oh, I should behave like a man. But I think what you're saying is really important, that we should stay women. Doesn't mean that we can also, be more looking at the masculine, as you maybe could say, qualities of doing things,
We
but
should have
keeping the
those, yeah, the
yeah,
men, the ambitions, the drive,
yeah, they're more often
and
more confident, and
yeah,
yeah. I also see that with when women, when they apply for jobs, they keep themselves smaller often than the man. The man seems to be more confident in that way. So there's, as long as we keep it, I feel healthy, but stay also women,
yeah,
and we could say even say our soft skills,
yeah,
our listening
yeah.
skills and empathic skills and compassionate skills, the web thinking, yeah, it could really bring more benefit into, first of all, organizations, but also for your own business and so forth. So I've also been an entrepreneur for, 40 years.
Oh,
So yeah, I've had several businesses, but it's like you say, you want to give something back to the community, and I think that, and men do that as well, of course. Let's put
yeah.
that there. I support many projects which are led by mostly men, and they do wonderful things for the community too. So
But of course, I mean, if women is not there in the local and involved in the local community,
yeah,
that's going to be only men businesses. It's only going to be
that's
men
right. Yeah,
employees,
yeah,
leaders, board members. So
yeah,
we need. I just think that yes, we are behind, but we also need to take the responsibility to get in the front, because we usually do like this. No, it's not my business. I don't know. Yes,
yeah,
you need to start knowing. You need
uh-huh.
to learn about this.
Yeah,
You need to be involved. You can't just complain. You need
yes,
to take your responsibility.
yeah, be
And I think
proactive. Yeah,
you need to step up also to see that if we're going to make a better world, we need to be in front together with everyone else.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think are now some of the barriers or the challenges that women face entering this investments world? So both as an investor, or entrepreneur seeking funding, for example, that you're supporting.
Actually, I mean, the bigger challenge is on the entrepreneur side.
Ah,
And that's kind of natural, because you come in with maybe a female product, whatever, and you're going to pitch sitting white male 50, 60 around the table,
yeah,
and they're just asking, why do we need this?
yeah,
They
yeah,
they have
yeah,
no idea. So the challenge is that you're talking to people that first of all doesn't understand it, that
yeah,
doesn't understand the market, that doesn't understand the products, services, whatever it is.
yeah,
And all this bias that we have, and also for white male men,
oh,
they are like, if you're not like me, I'm not investing in you.
oh,
And we even see how women get different questions
huh,
for
I
the
didn't know
same
that.
product, the same companies, just
Wow,
because it's a woman. And it's like when the man comes in and says, "Wow, I'm gonna be the world biggest company. I'm gonna have a turnover of $1 million in next year." The guy is gonna go, "Wow, great, that
huh,
sounds awesome." And when a woman says, "It's like, oh, how are you going to do that?"
wow,
And these are the challenges women entrepreneurs is looking to. So we need more women to start investing, because they know,
huh,
uh, so they can listen and understand what the women entrepreneurs is saying. Because when the men learn that women entrepreneurs, or when they open up to listen, they
mm,
see they are more exact. When they said the budget is going to be this, they reaches much higher percentage than men,
oh,
because they are more nøyaktig, they are more in details. sometimes too much,
Okay.
but they are very quality details that they make good businesses. And there are also researchers that shows that when it's a woman founder, the company makes more money in the end and gives back more return to investors. And all of this. So I think it's a challenge because we don't have the right people on the other side of the table. We need more women in the field of investments. Then we're going to have more female entrepreneurs that's going to get funded, because you need capital to build and grow a company. And if you don't get capital, it's not going to happen.
No.
They're going to die very quickly. So we need to support this.
Yeah.
So we need to be out there, even if we don't make fortune, because that's what usually people says. You need to be a millionaire to start investing. No, you don't. You can support in so many ways, and just with your little money, you can make it different.
Beautiful. So, are there then any industries or sectors where women investors or entrepreneurs are seeing more success or impact that you know of?
Well, femtech, the health tech.
Yeah. Okay.
I think there are so much to do. And especially now with the IE intelligence is coming in helping to make this. And of course, sustainability, it's like you look at the weather. Today we have a warning in Bergen because of we're gonna have too much rain, so everything is in support. So it's like it's changing. So we need to focus on this.
Yeah.
These areas. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. So what actions do you think then can governments, financial institutions, businesses take to encourage more women to seek investment? What do you think they could do to support that?
Yeah. I mean, we in Norway we have a couple supporters from the government that gives, like a organization that I work with, that we're doing learn to invest. We having courses a lot with young women to kind of motivate and inspire them into this field, because it's like this is what investment is.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's a lot of fun. And to be entrepreneur is a roller coaster, but I can't live without it. And there are so many good, powerful women out there that can make a difference. They need to try and dare to try. So we need to be supporting, and there are courses, there are and everyone that are in that field needs to be visible, to show. We need good role models, because that shows, oh, she works with this. That sounds cool. That is nice. And we need to start putting money on the table, talk about money, talk about investments, because women is like, we doesn't discuss that. We want to discuss other things. So there is a barrier just doing that. So I think that is a few things that we can do
to support. So where do you see it then in about 5 to 10 years from now, women in investment? Where do you see it going?
I really hope we're going to be so many more. And I feel it. I've been working this with 15 years, and I see the last 3-4 years, because you need to start. You need the first 100. And when you have the first 100, they're gonna talk to 10. So then you're gonna have 10,000. Then the ball start rolling. And this gets more in the newspapers, more articles. We're gonna have cash back on our investments. We're gonna lose some money. We're gonna win some money. So we need to do this more official. So I really hope and think that in 5-6 years it's still going to be a mismatch on the percentage. I think, but it's coming more and more women, but
Yeah.
we can't stop to do our work. I think
Yeah.
that is important. We need to help and pay forward to other women to make this happen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I really am with you. I've also been in Nepal and India, and I've seen what women did in their communities, starting
Mm.
their own businesses, and how it supported the men as well, who were out
Yeah.
of jobs,
Yes.
and they got involved with the projects, and it was great to see that whole community start to thrive
Yeah.
together again.
Yeah.
So
And how much you can manage to do
yeah,
when you and it's very important what you're saying. Men are supporting too. We
yeah,
have lots of men that are supporting this because we need. I mean, we are half of the population. We need us also
yeah,
to start both come in with our knowledge, our experience,
yes,
uh,
yes,
and
yeah,
be joining this because we have working force,
yeah,
and that is important that we are involved all. We need everyone to join to build a better world.
yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, if there are women out there, young women out there, or any age, I suppose, who are looking or wanted to start a career in investment, or women entrepreneurs, what advice could you give them to seek funding or something like that? Is
Yeah,
there a tip?
yeah, young girls should really start investing.
Okay.
They need to set off some money, put it in the fund,
Uh,
and that's the most important. And learn and follow up and take courses, be involved in this area,
yeah.
because this is gonna in the future. It's not gonna be the pension that's gonna pay for
Right.
you. It's gonna be your own investments. It's going to be your own savings.
Right.
You need to make sure that that is enough for you to live off. So start when you're young, start investing. And
Mm.
for entrepreneurs is reach out to other women. There are so many that wants to help and do that and get and build your network because your network is something which is the most important you need to make a company grow is to have a supported team around you and the people that can help you to grow. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, I really, really am grateful of you sharing your expertise with us today, Camilla. And, to sum it all up, what would be the key takeaway that you think our listeners should remember? You've said it already, I think, a few times, but for the importance of women in investment.
Women needs to start owning.
Mm.
That is my mission, and I think that is the only way to succeed
Right.
and get position for us to be part of all the decisions for the future, what we're going to do, what companies we're going to build, what the company is going to do,
Mm.
what responsibilities the company is going to take for
Mm.
the future.
Mm.
So be part of decision is the only way is to own shares because that's where the decision is made.
Wow.
It's the owners that decide. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Camilla. Really appreciate you taking the
Thank
time,
you.
sharing your expertise, and I look forward to hearing more of your work and how you inspire more people to invest in women business.
Thank you very much, Claudia.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.